What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, just here for a quick update for you guys today. There's not much to talk about, a bit of a slow news week this week, but let's start off with something quite important actually, and this is Heung-min Son's contract. Obviously, the Evening Standard have claimed that Tottenham are about to open talks with Heung-min Son about a new contract.
How long has he got remaining on his current deal?
3 more years left on his contract.
Right, he has 3 more years left.
Yeah, 3 more years left. Currently, he's on around 150k a week. If he does sign a new contract this year, what you expect him to get pay parity with Kane?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. There's no reason. I think he's stepped up and he's become just as important as Harry Kane. So I think, I can't see why he wouldn't be on parity. And I think he's just as valuable now as Harry Kane is in the team. And look, 150k a week's not nothing, but I think he definitely deserves a new contract. And even though there's 3 years left, I think it shows the value, how much we value him, how and what an important cog he's become in the team. That he deserves to be on parity with Kane.
And what are you feeling about the two members of the squad? I think it's Lamela and Aurier, whose contracts run out at the end of this season or next season. I mean, they're going to have to
2 years left.
They're both going to have to be offered contracts pretty soon if they're going to stay at the club.
Yeah, I agree. I think definitely Aurier should be offered a new contract because I don't think we want him going into his last year, and I think he can retain a bit of value, especially if he has a good season. And also, obviously, I think if he has a good season, I want him to stay. And in terms of Lamela, I'm not too concerned. It sounds harsh. I'm not too concerned if he signs a new contract. I'm not, because
people are putting us down for not kind of putting him in our starting 11. Now we're not even offering him a contract.
I like Lamela. I've got nothing against him. It's just he's been in the club a long time, and I don't think the value for him right now is that much anyway. You know, if he signs a new contract, where he's only going to be worth about 15 million or so. And it's kind of thing where he's been here so long. If he does leave on a free, it's like, is what it is kind of thing. We've got the value out of him since he signed. So, look, I'd be happy if he signs. Have we got the
value out of him since he signed?
Well, just in terms of years. In terms of years of being at the club, maybe. I don't know. You could argue. You could probably argue no. You could probably argue yes. But I think I'm not that. I'd be happy if he signs. I wouldn't be too bothered if he doesn't sign.
I prefer it if Lamela signs, to be honest.
I know, but it's nothing to lose sleep over, like that kind of thing.
I think he's proved his worth under Jose Mourinho, and Jose clearly rates him. So I expect him to sign a contract, to be honest.
I'm not so sure because he might see it as maybe a chance to move on and get more regular first team football somewhere else right now, because his career's not it's not going to last forever, and he's already 27, 28, so he's getting close to his 30s. And does he want to be a bit part player for another 2 years? That's what he's facing. So I think I can see him leaving.
But where's he going to go and become an out-and-out starter every single week? You know what I mean? I don't think there is anywhere, especially in England.
I'm sure there are places in Italy or whatever. I'm sure you can find a club where he could definitely be a starter, 100%. I mean, he's not rubbish. He's just.
No, I'm not saying he's rubbish, but I think he's perfect for a kind of squad player for us.
Yeah, for us. But what I'm saying is his career's not getting any longer. You know what I mean?
But if he can see the club going in the right direction under Jose Mourinho, surely he would rather be a kind of squad player at us and potentially win stuff than go be just a player week in, week out somewhere else.
I don't know.
And not win stuff.
I don't know. It's up to him. For me, I think he would probably, at this stage, he's been a bit part player for so long now, he'd probably jump at the chance to be a regular starter, in my opinion.
And anyway, the bit part thing is all got to do with injuries as well. Injuries has really stopped and started his Spurs career. So, yeah, but I mean, that would happen anywhere.
Yes and no, because look at our front three now. Yeah. He's not getting in there. It's always going to be very difficult for him to get in there. If I'm Lamela, I think I reckon he leaves at the end of the season with 1 year left on his contract, and we probably get about between 5 and 10 million for him. That's how I see it. If he signs and he wants to be a squad player for another few years, I'm all happy with that, because I think he's a very good squad player. But I think for me, Lamela's been at Spurs for so long now, since 2013, so it's now 7 years, and he's been a constant starter.
Is he our longest serving player?
Well, no, you got Harry Kane, don't you?
Harry Kane.
But I think, Danny Rose is at the club, but I think this is probably his one last chance to go to move to a club in his prime where he could be a first team player and a proper starter. So I can see him leaving, but I hope Serge stays.
All right, let's move on to a bit of a loan update, a loan roundup. Let's start off with Troy Parrott, as Troy Parrott has been sent back to Tottenham to complete rehabilitation on ankle ligament damage. The manager of Millwall, Gary Rowett, doesn't claim. He says that it's much better for him to go back to Tottenham with all the power they have and the rehabilitation powers at Hotspur Way and what have you. He will get much better rehabilitation at Tottenham and Millwall. The loan is by no stretch of the imagination over. When he does come back within about 5-6 weeks, he will be going back to Millwall.
Good. I mean, not good that he's injured, but good that the loan's not over. I mean, it's been a bit of a stop-start for him, hasn't it?
Since
stop with injuries, hasn't really got going there. It's been unfortunate. He picked up one injury very early on, came back, made his debut against a Premier League team, I think, or I think in the League Cup,
but went off at half
and
time.
then went off injured. Since then he hasn't played. So I mean, it's been very, very difficult. I remember once, this is very reminiscent actually of when Harry Kane went on loan to Norwich. I remember he had been on loan at a few Championship clubs, and then he got his big break with a Premier League loan. And he went on loan to Norwich, and I think in his first game, I think it was his debut, came on. He was through 1-on-1 on goal, and some defender wiped him out, and I think he was out for most of the season with an injury on his first game. And then obviously a lot of doubts were like, oh, he got injured, is he ever going to come back? And obviously Harry Kane's the player he is today, but. It's a big blow for Parrott that he's got, I think it's 6 weeks, about maybe 6 weeks he's going to be out. So hopefully he comes back stronger and gets fit and firing, because everyone's so excited to see how he was going to get on in the Championship, and because there's a lot of hype around Troy Parrott, but it's annoying that his season has just been stopped by injury a couple of times now, but hopefully he can come back stronger.
All right, that is definitely true. Let's move on to Ryan Sessegnon. He made his Hoffenheim debut on the weekend in a 1-0 loss against Dortmund. He came off the bench with about 11 minutes to go, but he's up and running for Hoffenheim. Want to see him start, and you might be able to see him start this week in the Europa League on Thursday night for Hoffenheim. So, that's good news for Ryan Sessegnon finally getting
apparently
off
made
mark.
a decent impact when he came on as well.
Yeah,
right?
He was only on for 10-11 minutes.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah.
Okay. I just read on Twitter a couple people said that he made a decent impact.
I think he made like one run or something like that.
Okay.
So.
Decent.
I mean, that's decent impact in 10 minutes. So, that's Ryan Sessegnon. Let's move on to Ollie Skipp. Now, this is an interesting one, as Ollie Skipp was at the wrong end of a complete horror challenge from Angus McDonald of Rotherham on the weekend, as Norwich beat Rotherham 2-1. I don't know if you saw it, but it was a disgusting challenge. Angus got sent off for the challenge.
Oh, wow.
And he got a straight red, and it was basically, I don't know how Skipp even got up from that challenge. He pretty much got up and just brushed it off like nothing had happened.
Lucky.
But it was a 2-footed lunge high. The manager, some interesting quotes from him. Listen to this. He says, "I feared it was the end of Ollie Skipp's loan," said the German Daniel Farke. He says, "Perhaps the end of his career, if I'm honest. I was surprised that he could play further on. I'm unbelievably grateful that it seems to be nothing serious has happened. There are some stud marks on his leg, but Oliver seems to be in good physical condition. I'm just happy that after the scene, Ollie is able to play football."
I mean, after you've seen the injury to Van Dijk this weekend and a few other horror challenges that have happened, and it just shows. I think it just shows how what a fine line there is between a player having a great career and then a career ruined by injuries with these tackles. And I think there needs to be more protection for these players, because I think. It's horrible when you see bad injuries. In terms of what do you mean by more protection?
How can they get more protection?
I think, especially with that Van Dijk challenge from Pickford, he had to be sent off for that. He had to be sent off.
And if he's not sent off, do you expect retrospective action?
Yeah, but they can't give retrospective action when the referee's seen it. They only can give retrospective action for things they haven't seen.
But is that a flaw in the system?
No, I don't think it's a flaw in the system, because I think they don't want to be re-refereeing games, which I understand. They just want to be. They want to give only things that the referee hasn't seen.
In a moment where he's clearly got something wrong, surely retrospective action can be given.
I agree, but there's a referee and there's VAR both there, and they both got it wrong. And look, obviously refs make mistakes, and that is. But I can't understand that they don't want to be going back into the game that's just happened.
If it's such a clear error, then surely they've got to.
Yeah, but it's like saying It's like saying that, when the goal line technology didn't work against Sheffield United last season, it's like, oh, it's such a clear error, surely they should go at the end of the game and give the goal. It doesn't work like that.
There's a complete difference between giving a goal after the game or giving a retrospective action on a ban when someone did something wrong. It's a completely different story.
I think it's been seen. What can they do? Like, they can't. I don't know. I don't think you can start re-refereeing the game because you can do that with any challenge. Then all of a sudden, all the challenges where the referee thinks is red, and I don't know. It's difficult. I don't think retrospective. I think they just should get it right at the time. They can't. That's the only way. I don't think you can be re-refereing the game all the time, in my opinion. But it's so hard to see when you see these kind of challenges from players, and like you just think that Kane could be on the end of one of these or Son or something, and then all of a sudden their season's over. And it ruins seasons, it ruins players' careers, it ruins clubs' futures as well, not just the players. So I don't know how you give more protection. You just gotta be the referee's got to be strict when he sees these challenges come in. It's hopefully Skipp's alright. It sounds like he's okay. Sounds like he's lucky.
Fine. He got away with no injury. He got a lucky escape. But I tell you what, this challenge was absolutely disgusting. Like I said, the player got shown a straight red for it. Everyone was up in arms. But apart from this, some positivity about Ollie Skipp, because he has been sensational this season.
Got their Player of the Month, didn't he?
Got Player of the Month in September, and after September he's kicked on as well and he's still playing really well. I mean, a lot of Spurs fans who are watching Norwich, or I don't know if they're watching Norwich or not, but on Twitter are claiming that they want to see Ollie Skipp start at Spurs instead of Harry Winks these days.
Well, there's a lot of hype about promise from Mourinho around Skipp, saying he's a future captain and everything. So hopefully he comes back at the end of the season and ready to fight for a first team spot next season.
All right, so that is your Tottenham update today. Heung-min Son subject to a new contract, and we gave you a little bit of a loan update regarding Troy Parrott, Ryan Sessegnon and Ollie Skipp. Let me know what your thoughts are revolving all those situations in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.